anything want to ask me before we start the class? They got 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I what? Oh, declaration of merit, yeah. Do you know the meaning of dedication? Transfer of merit, 回向 in Chinese. Do you know the meaning, the purpose of transferring the merit in Buddhism? Okay, I have a quick one. Now, usually after the class, or even if you go anywhere, if you attend certain events or even chanting, any Dharma talk or Dharma classes outside, this is a SOP, standard operating procedure. We call it SOP, right? Standard one, very routine, because at the end of the talk or the events, they usually do the transfer of merit, or we call it dedication. Chinese called 回向. Now, the purpose of transferring the merit, according to Buddhism, merits, 功德, right? Like you come here for lesson, also, basically you have a merit also. You don't attach to it. Now, so this merit, not only just listen, you got your merit by yourself, but in terms of due to the compassion, benefiting others, to all sentient beings, so usually we transfer the merit, not only to yourself, but to all the sentient beings as well. Okay, so this is actually basically two things, important things for us to practice the Dharma. One is no self. All right, if you have a very selfish attitude, everything keep it to yourself, then you don't want to share with people, don't want to give it to people, this is called selfish. Now this is the first one, practice no self, 无我. This is very important teaching in Buddhism. And the other one is compassion, 慈悲 or loving kindness. Okay, just like you want to, make sure everybody share with everybody. Not only by yourself, in terms of merit, something like that. And the other one also can be considered as giving, right? Giving, you practice giving because you give the merit to all the sentient beings. Okay? So, in other words, if you, at the end of the lecture, if you transfer the merit, first thing, how you transfer the merit in order to practice no self. Now, you transfer merit to all sentient beings first. Not to yourself first, not to your immediate family or your relative, but to all sentient beings. Then secondly, they come to your family or your friends, your relative. You cannot straight away say, transfer merit to my mother, my parents, and so on. Then secondly, you think about all sentient beings. Now it should be to all sentient beings first, then come to your family or yourself. At the end, last one, then to yourself. So this is how you transfer the merit. Doing the transferring of merit, 回向. Clear? So this is the purpose of transferring the merit. Okay. Okay. Please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, first position. Okay, second position. Okay, third position. Okay, one bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, as normal, please hold the palm and follow me. Namo观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世
音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。好 ，please follow me。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。OK。Okay, good morning, all brothers and sisters. Okay, first thing to remind everybody, our next lesson will be on 17th of March as normal, the first and third week of the month on Sunday. Now, please refer to your textbook, page 237. Page 237. Okay, just a quick one to recap what I've told you for the previous lesson. Now, so basically the objective of this chapter 14, right, is talking about the detachment. We cannot attach to the external object in the external world, right? So we have to detach instead of attach it. We will cling on to the object. We should detach it in order to achieve, attain liberation or attain nirvana, right? So talking about attachment. So now, shall we take a look on the PowerPoint attachment? All right, in Chinese called 执着, or sometimes they use cling on, right? In English, Chinese called 执着. Cling on, right? Cling on to something. Now, why this is so important? This is a very important concept in Buddhism, because this is the reason why we are all suffering, right, in our present life, because we are easily attached or influenced, the object, external object, all right? And that's the reason why we cause suffering. Take a look on the definition of attachment, 执着. Now, in Buddhism, attachment is called upadana in Sanskrit, upadana, right? Upadana in English means attachment. Chinese called 执着. Okay? Now, which means grasping or clinging. It refers to a human tendency to cling to people. Right? Just like, last night the first concert in Singapore, Swift Taylor, right? She attracts a lot of young people. You see a lot, wow, all over the world, almost basically from Southeast Asia country, or flew to Singapore. Because Singapore, the only one concert in Southeast Asia country. In Asia country, Singapore number 2. First one is Tokyo. Second is Singapore. Just to update to you. But I don't know her. Actually, I'm not interested because she's so popular that it is the top singer in the world. So that the newspaper came out this morning. I read the newspaper. I know you needn't read the newspaper at the moment. No time to read, so I better don't ask you. Now, so this is called attachment. It's just like you come in for Dharma class, also consider it's an attachment. But your attachment is attached to the good things. So your attach can be attached to the bad one, But of course, this kind of singing the song is an entertainment. As you know, in Christianity, a lot of they sing about holy song when you go for Bible talk. Now, in Buddhism, of course, we do have our musical instrument, just like this one, mui, wooden fish. So this is, we're using this one, but to them they use piano, guitar, in Christianity. So it's part of the instrument when they pray to, praise to the God, we praise to the Buddha, and so on and so forth. Now, this kind of entertainment, especially for ordinary people, is very normal, right? It's okay because it's not a bad kind of hobby to play mahjong or gamble. Now, of course, this is not good. But listen to the song, whatever. Okay, all right, no problem. But if you're doing to the certain kind of sense that you go to fall into the extreme, and this is considered no good, right? According to Buddhism, you shouldn't fall into the too extreme. Just like you say, wow, you find that you like her or whatever her song, then you go to attend to spend $200-300. According to my student, update me, the normal one you see the spectator seats in the National Stadium, but although Singapore very good because Singapore there's a big screen. Why not? I heard they say in Melbourne, Tokyo, not so good. And this is how we're going to attract the people come to Singapore, right? Just a red dot. So that costs you about $200-300, then if you have a seat near to the stage or whatever, then you can say, Taylor, you are Taylor, I'm Hui Si. I say, hello, Hui Si, you're Singaporean, I'm from America. Now, this one is about cost you about $2,000-3,000. You see, of course, a lot different, because you want to have a close look to her, of course, you must pay for the price. Why I say that I quote this one as an example? This is considered attachment. Now, some even newspaper came out, the 2 girls, lady, I think Singaporean, flew to Paris. Before that, they have a concert in Paris, then Melbourne, then come to Singapore, and spend total up $7,000. Now, it's okay, if you're interested or whatever. But if you go to a certain extreme, no money, go and get the money and spend on this kind of thing, then I think, to me, this is a kind of attachment in Buddhism. You just imagine, now she's 34, no? She have to sing within 2-3 years, no? After that, no more already, no? Even you want to sing for 3.5 hours, no energy, no?
After 1 hour, pancake already, It's just a footballer, right? You only have a golden age for a certain period only. After that, no more already, So you see a lot of people, once you earn a lot of money, then you go to do some business, because you old already, you cannot kick the football already. Then you cannot sing anymore. So to me, it's okay, You are in favor of tailor, whatever, it's part of entertainment, Wow, that's fine. But if you go to a certain extent, go to the extreme, then I think this is considered attachment, according to Buddhism. It's not good already. You're going to cause suffering. What happened, Taylor? One day, only 2 weeks in Singapore, once she leave, then how? Then start to dream about her, then what to do? Or dream about her song. You read newspaper and say, wow, her song really motivate me, something like that. There's a newspaper came out, the news, she said, wow, just like, just imagine, so many in the stadium, about 60,000 of those, her supporter. If these 60,000 to listen to Dharma talk, I tell you, 当下 at the moment become at least arahat. At least arahat. Yeah, the kind of energy, You look at Singapore, you see the YouTube, I saw the handphone, wow, look Singapore young, wow. I think in a way, okay lah, I mean, they didn't do the bad thing, it's just like, enjoying the song, the kind of thing. Otherwise, they say Singapore no life, very boring. Correct, no? That's why I see our Singapore so smart, how to generate income. That's why we have a CDC $600. I got it also, $600. After 7半步 just when you government no money, then how? You look at you read the newspaper, the Thai Prime Minister, what is he comment? He said, Singapore pump me a lot of money, government involved. That's why Singapore can attract her to come to Singapore to have a concert. Thailand, they actually want her to go Thailand. Why? Thailand cheaper than Singapore, In Singapore, cost of living very high nowadays because due to high inflation, And this money, better don't ask you read newspaper. Okay, back to here. Gong bui liao. If you are interested, go and read the newspaper. Okay, come to here. Now, if we tendency to cling to the people, things or ideas in the mistaken belief that they will bring us lasting happiness and fulfillment. So attachment arises from our desire, because you have a kind of desire. Just like you come to a Dharma class, of course you have a desire, but this is a good desire. Desire doesn't mean there's bad desire, Can be good or bad, But having said that, according to Buddhism, although you have a good desire to come here, want to gain the Dharma knowledge, but this is considered attachment, But at the end of the day, we should go beyond that. Right? Neither good nor bad. Okay? So this is the ultimate one, ultimate truth. The final goal. Okay. Now, so attachment arises from our desire to feel secure, comfortable. Besides, Taylor, come here. Why you want to choose Singapore? If you read the newspaper, I read, you didn't read. But anyway, her grandmother, her mother ever stay in Singapore? No. 她已经当 the condition for 讲因缘 they better believe, So now this is one of the reasons why she come to say. Another reason why not only just you use money to attract her, because she's a lady, she also scared. If Singapore not safe, all my supporter all female one, all 小女孩的 then the safety also got problem. So Singapore safe, right? Not she find comfortable to come here and sing, That's why she choose Singapore. That's why you see as a Singaporean, our passport very useful now. You can go all over the place, except one place we cannot go only. You know where, sister? If you guess correctly, you can leave the classroom. Plus bonus to you. You need to attend the class today. Excuse from the class. Only one place, our passport cannot go only. Singapore passport. Really, you cannot guess. Pure Land. 神经病. But if you want to go Pure Land, yes, although you don't have the passport, but because you come here for the Diamond Sutra, the talk, right? Then because the Buddhist law emphasize of Pure Land, right? And then if you go there, you report to them, say, yeah, I come from Diamond Sutra. They say, okay, close one eye, go. Anyway, so you have a desire to feel secure, comfortable. We find very comfortable and control of our life. Okay, so this is called attachment 执着. So in Buddhism, we're very particular about the attachment because the attachment causes suffering. Okay, so initially, yes, just as I mentioned earlier, you come here also consider it's an attachment, but this is a good one. You also have a desire, you want to come here to learn, right, to gain the Dharma knowledge. But at the end of the day, we should go beyond that. So you ask me, not say I'm very open, This is actually, according to Buddhism, attachment. Tailor is an attachment. But if you go to the certain extreme, just like I come here, if you go to very extreme, then this is not middle pathway. So this attachment is no good. Okay? So just like normal people, they don't have any bad intention or want to do something harm to people or whatever, or want to put bomb, something like that. You just go to enjoy the concert, whatever. To me, it's okay. I mean, as an ordinary people, okay. It's not bad. So you just imagine the kind of, she can attract a lot of people, there must have a reason behind. She can write a song, Not like those singers cannot write, depend on the composer, people to write the lyrics, the song to you, But she's a bit talented, in the way, But you just imagine if religious, if you give a sermon can attract a lot of people, then that more influential. Only Buddha can do that. Only Buddha can do that. So we only attract around 70 only, 差劲追呢。So Taylor 你看这么厉害，把他怎么厉害输给佛陀 ，right? Okay. Anyway, okay. Can you see the textbook? Page 237. The next one, next verse. And why not at that moment, Subhuti? If I had, if I had back the perfection, I had the perception of a self. At that moment, I would have also had a perception of angle. Or if I had the perception of being, the perception of life, or the perception of a soul, and that moment I would have I have had the perception of anger. Okay, what does it trying to say? You see below the content explanation here. Now, see the Buddha now explain why it is essential to be free of perception. Everybody have a different perception, but usually we cling on to our perception. And very subjective, not objective, right? Because of self. That's why in Theravada Buddhism they talk about, get rid of self-attachment or no self, 无我, right? As you know, 无我 doesn't mean that you don't have the physical body. It's just that because we are so stubborn, just like if you're stubborn or very egoistic, and this is called, the kind of self, ego there, right? So in Theravada Buddhism, why they practice meditation or they use the method of contemplation or impurity of the body, 不净观, right? Impurity of the body, is try to get rid of, the self-attachment, 我执, 破我执, self-attachment. This is in Theravada Buddhism. But in Mahayana Buddhism, people like us, Mahayana Buddhism, not only self-attachment, but as well as attachment to the external object, 法执. This is due to the great compassion. I mean, especially the Bodhisattva, the kind of Bodhisattva path. Okay? So that's the difference Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism, we talk about the great compassion, 大悲. Right? In Theravada Buddhism, you can refer to Agama Sutra. They claim it as a very original one, Agama Sutra. In Theravada Buddhism, you hardly see the word compassion. Okay? And also upaya, skillful means 方便. Especially in the Lotus Sutra, 法华经, they claim it as a king, of the sutra. So, so that's the difference between Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism, usually. In terms of the attachment, they focus on self-attachment. But Mahayana, not only self-attachment, but attachment to all things in the phenomena. 法执 in Chinese. Okay? Now, so back to the textbook. So perception turn the wheel. Just like we always call the Dharma wheel, 转法轮, turning the Dharma wheel. What does it mean? Dharma wheel, that means the Dharma won't stagnant, stop. Keep on turning, they keep on spreading the Dharma, propagate the Dharma, to all sentient beings, something like that. Okay, 这个转法轮 non-stop, just turning, keep on turning. So the poison for delusion gives birth to the poison of desire and anger, right? Because these are linked together. Okay? Now, so we should in turn give birth to further delusion. Right? Of course, delusion, nothing is real, all are unreal. Right? All are unreal. 不是真实的. But we as a human being, or ordinary people, we usually cling on to the delusion. We always cling on to the things that are unreal. 不真实的. So that's the reason we call suffering. Okay? So if you last time you go to Taylor concert, admit yourself, it's okay, nothing wrong. Right, it's okay. Doesn't mean the Buddhists cannot go there. I mean, normal Buddhists are youngsters, of course they want to go there. Okay, so you go there, okay, well, nothing wrong. You didn't do the commit crime or whatever. Okay, but of course, if you know the Dharma, the profound Dharma, you practice the Bodhisattva path, then you know how to go beyond it. Okay, now, so it is delusion that blocks our path to Buddhahood. Of course, just like ignorant, all right, due to ignorance. And yet freedom from perception is still not the definite defining attributes of Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. If it were, rocks would be fully enlightened ones, correct or not? Now, so below, as those scholars, just take a note on the page, then if you are free, then you refer to behind the textbook. Asanga, Chinese called Wu Zhuo, one of the co-founder of Yogacara school, Wei Shi, page 438. Shen Zhao, another Chinese prominent philosopher or scholar, Shen Zhao, page 460. Yuan Wu, another one scholar, page 450. Dao Chuan, okay, Dao Chuan, correct, page 464. Okay, now so can you see page 239? This is pretty long, slightly longer, a little bit. And how so, Subhuti? I recall the 500 lifetimes. These 500 lifetimes called 500歲嗰把戲啦. For us, we won't live for so long one. The most you can live in terms of longevity in the world at the moment, 120 years old, 80 or 100 years. Singapore average age, I told you already. I mean, we live in Singapore now slightly longer or life because we know how to take care of ourselves. We take a lot of supplement. I told you already. 保健品嘛. So now the average age in Singapore, 83, if I'm not mistaken, 83.5 years old. 比较长命, alright? Even longer than Shakyamuni Buddha. He only lived at the age of 80, right? Then attain Nirvana. Why not? But 80 in India, during that time, ancient India, is considered longevity,长寿 already, long life already. In this world, got two places, people are longevity, living there. You know where are the places? Two places? Huh? Japan. Okay, you are right. Another one? Which country? Huh? So I tell you, if you don't have the mundane knowledge, where got Dharma knowledge? You don't know? Sister, give you last chance. China. China, Spanish, you know how they call it? China, they call China, C-H-I-N-A, for Spanish, 西班牙人. This is how they pronounce. They call China. Initially, I was studying in Bristol. China, where is China? He said China. I said, oh, China. Okay, back to here. Now, I was a mendicant, Shanti, and during that time, I had no perception of a self, nor did I have the perception of a being, the perception of a life, or the perception of a soul. Therefore, Subhuti, fearless Bodhisattvas should get rid of all perception in giving birth to the thought of unself, perfect enlightenment. They should not give birth to a thought attached to a sight, nor should they give birth to a thought attached to a sound, a smell, a taste, a touch, and all Dharma. They should not give birth to a thought attached to a Dharma, nor should they give birth, to a thought attached to no Dharma. They should not give birth to a thought attached to anything. And why not? Every attachment is no attachment. Thus, the Tathagata says that Bodhisattvas should give gifts without being attached. They should give gifts without being attached to a sight, a sound, a smell, a taste, a thought, a touch, or a Dharma. Now, of course, basically on the surface, you see, the statement here a bit paradox. You say Dharma and no Dharma again. So this actually refers to the middle path. As I told you before, in Buddhism, talk about middle path, 中道. As I told you already, right, 中道, middle path. Now, we shouldn't fall into the two extremes. I always say that, right? Because we are living in the relative world, everything in contrast. And this is the reason why we have a differentiated mind, 分别心 right? You like to differentiate, good, bad, tall, short, black and white, something like that. And that's the reason we have a differentiated mind. So just imagine, once we have a differentiated mind, means that we unawarenessly, you didn't aware that actually we're very attached to these two notions already, whether the notion of A or object A or the object B. Right now, because you think that this is permanent, something like, this is a true A, object A, this is object B. So automatically we cling on to the two extremes. Right? I mean, you have a differentiated mind. So Buddhism, according to the Buddha, we should go beyond that. Neither A nor B. But doesn't mean that we go beyond that, become middle path here. Doesn't mean that we ignore, we don't recognize the object A and at the same time B. No. We recognize it, but we know that these two things are due to the causes and conditions. Nothing is permanent, are impermanent, subject to changes. Clear? Subject to changes. Okay? So we have to go beyond that. Just like triangle, I always say triangle. We fall into this straight line, horizontal line, and of course this means attachment. Simple as that, we are attached. 执着. If you go beyond that middle path, this is called detachment. 没有执着. Detachment. And we should detach from all things in the phenomena. Because they are just delusion. Unreal. 不是真的 gay. Okay? Because subject to changes. If the thing is real, means that they have a permanent nature, the thing won't change one, Just like your husband, your wife, I love you forever. Gay. ไม่講當中 gay 啦 half true only. Why? Because subject to changes. If the condition is not there, he or she will change beyond their control. 對嗎? So if you establish a Buddhist family, then mentally you prepare already because you have a kind of a same Buddhist concept. You see, according to this one, when the couple have the same religion and belief, 同樣的宗教信仰 it's very important, Those people in the hot, caught up 拍拖的時候 I love you, love me. Okay, I can marry, I can sacrifice everything for you. It's okay, religion, we go beyond religion. Beyond. You see, you are Christian, I'm Buddhist, it's okay. We come to the UN, you go to the church, I go to the Buddhist lodge. But on the surface, you see nothing happen, But when after a certain long time, I tell one thing, the thing will happen. Because the gap, your relationship, the gap is bigger and bigger and bigger. And other religion is not like Buddhism, We can accumulate other religion. For us, it's okay. We didn't say you are evil or whatever, but to them it's different, They will convert you, You see, I do have one student, she told me, I taught her before outside a Dharma class. Then one day she came to me, she said, Venerable, I cannot continue anymore. I said, why? 你不是读得好好的吗? He said, no, I'm going to marry. I said, 读书跟 marry nothing wrong. Unless you tell me, say you're going to give birth, delivery the baby, 你要去生孩子, then okay lah, I mean on maternity leave lah. 笑什么? Maternity leave because 你不能来嘛, 你生孩子嘛, correct not? Then I give you 2 months maternity leave lor. Then the guy now increased to 4 months already, They want you to produce more baby ma, correct not? You see, I'm very up to date one. That's why I tell you, Dharma won't be separated from daily life. Dharma is closely linked up with daily life. And this is called Dharma, because from there you realize the truth. Okay, back to this story. I say, why? 我以为他要生孩子呢, but look at the stomach, not so big. So, and she told me, say, no, I got boyfriend, I'm going to marry soon. I said, marry soon, okay, 你结婚还是可以来听的嘛, correct not? I said, it's okay. He said, no, my husband is Muslim. 是咯. 你看,汉字So, he said, my husband is Muslim. Muslim just like other religion, except Buddhism. Muslim just like other religion, Christianity, Catholic, whatever. They cannot allow you to have another religion one, And this lady 没有用的, useless. Because she cannot attract the husband to listen to her, Then the other way around, she listen to the husband. 你看这种女人没有用的，你看。 你要用你的魅力吗？有 beauty just like Taylor Taylor, you know. Climb also must climb to National Stadium. 你这个女人没有用的吗？男孩子说 ，You come to Muslim， 乖乖的变 Muslim 咯。Then you come to Muslim, you cannot come already 哇。So I give you this one as an example 咯。所以佛教的女人哦，I didn't say all， 有戏。哎呀，你不是会撒娇吗？你 pamper a little bit 吗？ Then the husband will start wavering already。打波是安尼看呢，跟你讲，有的时候 ，you ask those guys， you know， 对啊。人家 in Chinese they say， 女人呢一哭二闹三上吊，哇，打波真惊，就看你跟你讲。Okay, back to here. Okay, can you see the below the content first? Now, willpower alone cannot succeed in suppressing the poison of anger, much less the perception of self or being that give birth to anger. Nor can an understanding of the doctrine of emptiness help. Of course, you know emptiness, right? Sunyata, right? I always tell you detachment. Now, emptiness doesn't mean that nothingness. 空不是没有 Okay? If you use the kind of short one in short explanation, means detachment 没有执着就是空 Okay? Now, so such an ability is only possible through the cultivation or perfection of wisdom. Perfection of wisdom is one of the perfection. In Buddhism, there are 6 perfection. We call it 6 paramita, 6度 Okay? In Mahayana Buddhism. So this is practiced by Bodhisattva path. By Bodhisattva. It's one of the Bodhisattva path. So can you take a look on the PowerPoint here? Perfection of wisdom. 6度智慧, the last one. According to Nagarjuna, you know Long Su Pusa, the second Buddha, very important figure in Buddhism, in Mahayana Buddhism. According to Nagarjuna, without guided by wisdom, the rest of the perfection, that means tolerance, giving, you know, effort and so on and so forth, or concentration and so on and so forth, or just blind, manga, you know. So this perfection, this wisdom, just give you a Dharma eye. With the eye open, right? You're not blind. So this, you can see the clear direction. Then you will be able to go to the right path instead of go to the wrong path. So in other words, just imagine, this wisdom, 智慧, is so important. And this is the unique in Buddhism. This is very unique in Buddhism. 很特别. Only Buddhism talk about wisdom, but not other religion. But how to gain the wisdom? How are we going to have a wisdom? Through cultivation of the Dharma, 修行咯. Regardless in your working area, whether you are working in the temple or you are working in the outside office and so on and so forth. Some people say, I prefer work in the temple. I tell you, temple also same thing. As long as some people around, there are a lot of gossiper, a lot of politic one. It's the same. So you don't be so idealistic. You work in the temple just like working in the Pure Land. So we expect everything good and knowledgeable people. 善人聚会一处. You know 阿弥陀经. You always chant 阿弥陀经 here, right? Where got 善人? Because this is not Pure Land. No. Of course, you go to the Pure Land, 阿弥陀佛, all are good people. People don't sabotage you. 可以喏，这个叫善人吗？ But here a lot of 小人 sabotage, king and queen, you know. Then some people work in the temple, you know, a while they quit. So it's not the temple problem, it's not the office problem, it's not the place, the working place problem. It's your own problem. It's your own problem. Because due to your character, due to your attitude, due to the mentality, right? If you go anywhere, it's the same thing. You are going to face the same problem. Right? And some people too idealistic. I want to work in the temple. Then you go there, oh, very disappointed. Then they start to blame Buddhism. Horrible, 佛教没有用的. So end up be very disappointed. 更惨. Then you will stay away from Buddhism. 我不要信佛教了，跑去基督教。Why not? So you have to mentally prepare. Everywhere is the same one. You know, like one of my students keep on changing job one, you know, company A, then go to company B, company Z. At the end, everywhere got problem. It's just that everybody got problem, only I no problem. You see, so subjective, 这么主观, you no problem, everybody got problem, 你这气死嘛 logically tell you, if A got problem, B got problem, you no problem. Impossible. You see, that's the reason we practice meditation, to have a self-reflection. Meditation to self-reflection, you know. Whether you're using Vipassana or whatever, the Theravada Buddhism one, it's a kind of self-reflection, 自己反省嘛. And this is the purpose of meditation. Right? Because we never reflect ourselves. Because you're always exposed to the outside world. Right? Or you enjoy the concert, Taylor singing on the stage, or you also start to dance. You also see things outside, you never see yourself. Right or not? So this is called meditation. Okay, back to here. Now, so such an ability, I better explain to you here. Now, perfection of wisdom, prajna parameter, right? Prajna parameter, 智慧度, means the perfection of wisdom or transcendental knowledge. Transcendental means it's go beyond the mundane knowledge. Mundane knowledge means if you are very knowledgeable in computer, in AI, now they call AI, in whatever. But this transcendental knowledge is just like wisdom, means wisdom. It's go beyond knowledge. 不是更厉害吗？超越吗？ Beyond knowledge. So a lot of people couldn't understand what is wisdom or dharma, emptiness, because it's beyond knowledge. Although you are very knowledgeable, you are just a professor, you are a PhD holder, but so what? Your PhD doesn't mean that you know everything. You have a knowledge, but you don't have a wisdom, you know. 我不是跟你讲过吗？ If the professor laugh at you, you are stupid, you got no knowledge or something like that, he can scold you. He can look down you because you don't have the PhD. He's very knowledgeable, but you can fire back. Yes, I don't have the knowledge, but I have a wisdom. So win-win, gocap. Right or not? They don't have the wisdom. So, transcendental knowledge in Mahayana and Theravada Buddhism. Prajna parameter refers to a perfected way of seeing the nature of reality. What is the meaning of the nature of reality? Which means true reality. True. 实相. The true reality. True reality means emptiness. So if you can realize true reality, means that you have a wisdom. You fully understood what is emptiness. Then you won't cause suffering. You see things, you can see things as they are, but you don't attach to it. Then you won't cause suffering. Okay, so as far as to a particular body of a Mahayana scripture, we discusses this wisdom. Okay, so this is the perfection of wisdom. Okay, back to the textbook. So such an ability is only possible, okay, through the cultivation of the perfection of wisdom, forbearance, 忍辱, patient means patient, 忍辱, and charity, and the counterpart of the bracket, morality, vigor, and meditation. Okay, so if you study the Dharma class, the way to Buddhahood, I taught you before one, then you know what is 6 parameter, right? Prajna parameter, right? 6 perfection. Again, the Buddha is reminding Subhuti that freedom from perception is not the goal, but the means. Okay, it's not the goal, but the means. So the goal is liberation of all being, because we have to, detach from all things in the phenomena, in order to attain liberation. Liberation means nirvana, 解脱. But now we are mentally, physically, we have a bondage. We cling on to it, attached to it. So mentally, physically, we are not free from suffering. 身心都没办法嘛. Okay? So only by resolving to liberate all beings can Bodhisattva truly free themselves of perception of being. And only when they are free of the perception of being can Bodhisattva liberate beings. Around this seeming contradiction, turning this teaching, right? It's a contradiction. Okay, the below that the scholar quickly tell you, Asanga, page 438, Senli, page 461, Puxi, is it Fuxi, page 446. Next page, Huinan, one of the 6 patrons, page 449. Senli, page 461. Wan Zhixiu, page 469. Zhao Zhou, page 441. Dao Chuan, page 464. Chen Xiong, page 441. Okay, this one you refer to by yourself. Please turn to the page 242. Next page. This chapter pretty long, very long. Okay, that's why we should be able to finish by this morning. Okay, next one, page 242. Moreover, Subhuti, Bodhisattva attached should practice charity in this manner for the benefit of all beings. And how so, Subhuti? The perception of a being is no perception. Likewise, all the beings of whom the Tathagata speak of are thus no beings. And how so, Subhuti? What the Tathagata say is real. What the Tathagata say is true. And is as he say it is, and it is not other than as he say it is. So what the Tathagata say is not false. Of course, Buddha whatever say is true, but only you and me say are false. Because we usually try to lie to people. In other words, only person can be trusted is Buddha. I tell you. Other than that, you can trust somebody, you can trust your husband, you can trust your wife, but the most, to me 80%. You better keep 20%. But you can fully trust Buddha, no problem. Why? Buddha cannot talk. 他不会讲话吗 He's not a gossiper 吗 But if you tell me 你惨我跟你讲我都很忙sometimes I will leak out one unintentionally. Just as Taylor, do you know, I quote her as an example, Taylor. 我一定讲的嘛 whatever. Or sometimes I must have some story to tell you in your daily life one, so you can link up to the Dharma. Right? So Dharma is very practical one. It's not theoretical things, theory only. But it's very practical because only we practice it. Otherwise, no wisdom. Once you have a wisdom, congratulations. 恭喜恭喜恭喜 不是发财 Then you basically, you're free from suffering. Okay? So 不要随便跟我讲 If I leak out, don't blame me. But I leak out is just to teach a student only, nothing wrong. I don't have a bad intention. So I thought that can be quote this one as an example. Okay, can you see the below one? Page 242. As with forbearance, as too with charity, again the Buddha returns to the practice he introduced at the beginning of this sutra. Those who travel the Bodhisattva path must do so for the benefit of all beings. And yet, they must not form a perception of a being and less a self. So, although there's a being or whatever, but because, as I told you, because we cannot cling on to it, even not only that, but even to ourselves, our own self. Okay? Now, so obviously, such a teaching is likely to be received with a great deal of doubt, if not misunderstanding. Hence, the Buddha pauses to insist on the truth of this teaching, lest those who hear it give birth to doubt or fear instead of perception of its truth. Of course, we can have a doubt. 我们可以怀疑. But if somebody tell you the truth and it's valid, it's very logical, through investigation or analyzing, then if you find that it's, can be accepted, everything is true, valid, then you just accept it. But if you keep on having doubt on something, 你一直怀疑不相信, and this is an obstacle in Buddhism. This will obstruct our cultivation, okay, in order to attain liberation. Okay? In other words, we cannot simply listen to people and just accept it. You must think over, very reasonable or whatever. Now you may want to argue. Now, of course, beyond knowledge, how can you use the knowledge to think about the mundane, transcendental knowledge? But You are not using your own knowledge, but you are using the Dharma, the Buddha teaching, to prove, to justify whether the thing is valid or not. It's just I told you the 3 seal of Dharma, right? The 3 mark existence, Samphai, talking about impermanent, talking about no self, talking about Nirvana. So these 3 seal, just I put a seal, 盖印, whether this is valid or justified or not, to prove that whether this is a true Dharma or false, true or false. Okay? So it's not using your own knowledge. If you're using your own knowledge, it's very subjective. Because this one is beyond knowledge, wisdom. Clear? Okay, followed by the Asanga, same thing you know already. Vasubandhu, page 468. And the bottom one, page 461, Senyi. Next page. And the last one, Huinan, page 449. You see, I have no time to do it, because if I got time, I will tell what the scholars say, you know, they are kind of explanation, you know. But you go back, you read up by yourself. If you don't know, you ask me. So then we can move slightly faster, okay? Okay, page 244. Okay, below one the verse. Moreover, Subhuti in the Dharma realized, taught, and reflected on by the Tathagata, there's nothing true and nothing false. So when you talk about true and false, is from our perspective in this mundane world, correct now? Because everything, we are living in this relative world, whether this is true, this is false, everything in contrast, 相对的, right? So true, false is talking in terms for the sake of, true, false is talking in terms for the sake of sentient being, people like you and me. To Buddha or Bodhisattva, there's no neither true nor false. 没有对跟错. You see, that day the student, she was spoken to me, she said, 师父, usually we say 没有对跟错. I say, just I refer to the, can be referred to the middle path. Buddha taught us a middle. Correct not? Neither A nor B, neither true nor false. 没有对跟错嘛? Do you know why 没有对跟错? You know, in China, Chinese they say 没有对跟错. Then you always listen to the surface, on the surface, 是啊，没有对跟错. But we didn't go and figure out, go and find out 什么叫没有对跟错. There's no true or false. Why? This is talking in terms of perspective. 你的立场, your standpoint. From your standpoint, you say, I'm right, you're wrong. From my standpoint, I'm right, you're wrong, you know. So, 有绝对的吗? No. So this end up with conflict and quarrel. Husband and wife also the same thing. Boss and the employee also the same. Master and disciple also the same thing. I give you a very simple example. Another example. To me, from your perspective, I'm in front of you. No? Correct? I'm in front of you. 我在你的前面嘛. Correct? Okay. This statement valid. 通过 pass. From my perspective, you are in front of me, no? 你在我的前面呢 ，correct 哦 ？True, pass. Who behind me? Buddha, he cannot talk. 他在我的后面呢。So you just imagine, no? This in front or behind, no? It solely depends on your perspective, 你的立场，你 know. So similarly, likewise, right or wrong, true or false, it depends on your perspective, 你的立场。You know, according to Nagarjuna, 龙树菩萨, I don't know, do you know, heard before the Eightfold Path? 不是 Eight Negation, 八部. Have you heard it? Eight Negation, 八部. It's very, very popular in Nagarjuna philosophy, 龙树哲学. So this 部 negation means middle path because they try to negate 否定 negate Chinese called 否定 to negate, you know, just like true, false or whatever. So in fact, it's referred to middle path. So one of them, they are trying to negate. It's just like we say, there's no so-called like true or false. 对吗？没有对跟错的。In this world, you go and think over whether this is true or not. Okay, go back to think over. So in Buddhism, according to Dangajuna, it's called 8 negation, 8不。哇，OK， one is说 neither coming nor going， 不来不去。Neither arising nor ceasing， 不生不灭。And this is, especially for this neither arising nor ceasing, is very essential in this 8 negation. Because this can be classified, all things in the phenomena can be categorized or be classified into this, the main one called neither arising nor ceasing. 不生不灭。I tell you, Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy, not like you come here just bye, Aum Mito Pho, then go to Pure Land. TKK, Tang Kuku. Why not? You don't know what is Pure Land, you don't know what is whatever, then you want to go there. How to go there? Not so simple, 讲阿弥陀经就可以了嘞。Okay? Even you 讲阿弥陀佛 you go there, 一个方便啊 upaya, let you go there, but you go there, you cannot shake your leg, you know. You go there still to cultivate Dharma, 你那边要修行的嘞。Right or not? So you take longer time to fulfill your wish, you know. Because they give you such a very good environment, you know, according to the sutra. If you go to the Pure Land, you take longer time to cultivate in order to achieve the result, you know. 你要花很多时间修行嘞。Because they all are good and knowledgeable people, good and knowledgeable people, 全部都是善知识嘞。You got no chance to practice Dharma, no? 八正道、十圣地 ，no way， 龙众胡狼吗 ？But here a lot of 小人 no, in this defiant world, no. So you have to cultivate, you have to apply the Dharma in order to counteract the external object, counteract, 对治它。Then you can achieve the result faster. So in this world, very fair one. No free meal in this world. Of course, Buddhists will give you 3 free meal, but this is very rare one. 一般上人家讲 in general people say no free lunch. 没有天下没有白吃的午餐。But Buddhists will give you not only 午餐啊，早餐、午餐、晚餐 3 meal, but no supper. 宵夜啦 supper 啦 Why not? So you have to pay for the price. You stay here in this defiled world, 五浊恶世. Although you are suffering, but you practice very hard because you suffer, you practice, you apply the Dharma, then you can achieve the result faster. Okay, let me tell you. According to Master Yin Sun, you know Yin Sun 导师啊 Master Yin Sun, the author of the Way to Buddhahood, the textbook, 全部知道. According to him, he say, 净土 Pure Land. If you can read Chinese, you go to the library and borrow. 妙音集 consists of 24 volumes. Was written by Master Yin Sun. One of the volume called 净土与禅 Pure Land and Zen. In English, 净土与禅. Then he will tell you, 净土 not only 往生, wait until you die, then you go there. And this is very pessimistic one, you know. That's why a lot of people say 死人念阿弥陀经, right? Actually, it's not true, no. Buddha are all the same, no. Even 你死的也是可以念药师经呢。Can. Who say no? Who say cannot? 谁讲的 You go and read the content of the sutra, no? Who say? Who tell you? Who told you? Cannot. People say, if your birthday, you know, 药师佛 is to heal our illness, 嘛 right? 治我们的病嘛。So you can benefit in your present life 啊，你现在就可以得到好处嘛。So you know, especially your birthday 嘛，寿比南山啊，我跟你念药师佛、药师经，to make sure you have a long life or whatever, healthy. But 阿弥陀经死人念的，死人念的。Even if you having the birthday celebration, not only 药师佛呢，you still can 念阿弥陀经 no? Can. You know what's the meaning of 阿弥陀？无量寿。You look at the 阿弥陀，阿弥陀是无量寿的 meaning of 阿弥陀啊，阿毗达嘛，那个是 from Sanskrit 啊。阿弥陀 means 无量寿，无量光。Do you know the Chinese？ 无量寿是 endless life no? Endless life 无量呢 ，no ending one 呢。Endless life light 不是代表光明吗 ？Give you hope 是吗？对吗？说为什么不能念阿弥陀佛 ？Give you long life 啊，不是叫你死了再念吗？快了 ，You can't you see the paradox? But I know you're very conservative one 嘛。I know you want to 讲阿弥陀佛咯。Look at your face, I know, right? If you dare to innovate 改革 right, you write your will, 你的遗嘱嘛 When I die, please 参药师佛。I think your relative they were scared, huh? 药师佛有冇搞錯啊？有點亂的 crazy. But actually can. Who say cannot? If you dare to do so lah. But you need to write a will lah, because this is very abnormal one 嘛，不正常的嘛，各位喏。Yeah, I'm not joking, no, true, no. I tell you the Dharma, no. But a lot of people dare not to do that. Okay, no. Sister, you do first, Go ahead, advance party. Sacrifice yourself for the sake of the whole class. So your Bodhisattva second version 2.0 Chinese called 2.0 right? 菩萨 2.0 Okay, so okay, the below one. Can you see the next page, page 245? While this teaching is not false, neither it is true. As I say already, neither true nor false. For in order to be true, there must be some standard against which to judge it. But there is no standard of true and falsehood for the perception of wisdom. The perfection of wisdom means to end to true and falsehood. This means that this so-called like perfection of wisdom means middle path. So in other words, wisdom also means middle path. 智慧就是中道。Wisdom also means middle path. Okay? You are falling to the two extreme. This shows that you don't have the wisdom. 你没有智慧嘛。Clear? But usually a lot of people fall into the two extreme. 我们都会落入两种极端嘛。Correct 吗？ We always fall into the two extreme. And this is how we're suffering. So every truth is dependent on condition and in times become false. So it's also depend on causes and condition. 因缘嘛。It's just like why you come to this Dharma talk. It's also due to the condition. It's all due to the causes and condition. 都是因缘的嘛。So, but not this teaching, which is the mother of those who are free of attachment to Dharma and no Dharma. Perception and no perception, true and falsehood. Right? Similarly for the rest of all. Okay? Neither A nor B. So this is the equation. 不是 A, 非 A 非 B 的 in Chinese. So this is called middle path. 中道. Go beyond the two extreme. Okay? Okay, so below the scholar, Senli page 461, Vasubandhu page 468, Asanga page 438, Dao Chuan page 464. Okay, turn to next page. Page 246. Subhuti, imagine a person who enters a dark place and who can't see a thing. Of course, you go to a dark place, how can you see the thing? Just imagine if I off the light, switch off the light, can you see me? Of course you cannot see, so dark, right? So, who enter a dark place and who can't see a thing. He is like a bodhisattva ruled by objects, like someone practicing charity ruled by objects. Now, Subhuti, imagine a person with eyesight at the end of the night when the sun shines forth, who can see all manner of things. He is like a bodhisattva, not ruled by objects, like someone practicing charity, not ruled by objects. It means, in other words, you don't attach to the object. That's why in the 6th parameter, if you study the Dharma class before, I told you before, have to be guided. The previous 5% have to be guided by the wisdom. Okay? We cannot attach to it. Clear? This is the intention, what they're trying to say here. Okay, can you see the below one, how they explained it? The world of object is neither true nor false. The object in the world, 世界上任何东西 is neither true nor false. But when we think of it as true, we blind ourselves to its illusory nature. Correct now? If you think this is true, it's just like you are blind, you don't have the wisdom because due to the ignorance. It's just like our both eyes are concealed, covered by a piece of cloth. 被一个布盖住了 so you blur, can't see anything. Right now? And when we think of it as false, we blind ourselves to its usefulness. 没有用. Okay, so it's false. So when we see this world of object as neither true nor false, just a middle path, if we see this is neither true nor false, we are no longer controlled by objects. In other words, if you think objects are true or false, that means you are controlled by the object. 你被它影响吗？心被境转. In Chinese, our mind is controlled by the object. Our mind beyond control already. You cannot control already. Why? You controlled by the object. 你被那个境界转. If your mind can control the objects, congratulations. Because you are not easily attached. If your mind can control yourself, it means you are not easily attached to the external world. If you are controlled by the objects, means that we are totally attached to the outside world. Clear? The other way around. So, including such objects as a cell or being, a dharma, or mind, and we can finally see and know what is real. But now, if we are attached to the object, what we see, the things are unreal. In fact, it's unreal. 不是真的. Clear? Because we are influenced to that. So it's unreal. 不是真的. We only can see mind control ourselves. Then, we can see the real, true reality by ourselves. The true reality means emptiness. If you see the attached to external object means existence, 是有, but it's 假有, provisional existence. Not real existence. It's not real, unreal. Now, this is how to apply in your daily life. 講緊你嘴, blur already. I look at your face, I know. I give you an example. Just like your boss scold you, then you get frustrated, so angry about him. This means that you're easily influenced or attached to your boss. You're very particular about what he scold you. Now, if you can do in such a way that you're not easily influenced by your boss, just like here in, the other ear out. Okay? The good one you receive, bad one, just throw out. And then congratulations, lesser suffering. This is what you can do in your daily life. And it's very frequent one because usually you will encounter this kind of things happen to you. Especially you talk about politics, office politics. In fact, work is nothing at all. Work is nothing one. You tired, you rest. If you're capable to do the work, of course you're very fine, very comfortable, very happy to do that. But if some people sabotage you, a lot of gossip, this and that, wow, this one you find it very tired. A lot of politics, So we call office politics. And this one you really find that is very tiring. So work actually is nothing. 工作是没什么. It's an office politics. You don't like this person, then he also don't like you. End up with, have a conflict, and so on and so forth. So what to do? Okay, back to here. So thus, in contrasting the charity of someone attached to object and someone not attached to object, the Buddha remind us that the Bodhisattva use object as expedient means. What do you mean expedient? Skillful means 方便, upaya. Chinese called 方便. As an expedient means. Okay? I mean, according to the Bodhisattva, because they use it as an expedient means in the liberation of others, and it's not controlled by them. Okay? So, expedient means, the concept expedient means or skillful means, 方便 in Chinese, is very important in Mahayana Buddhism. So, a lot of Bodhisattva, the way he or she to benefit sentient beings by using different methods. in order to benefit all the different sentient beings. And all these are skillful means, through experience means. Clear? So, for only a Bodhisattva, not ruled by objects, is able to see how best to practice charity for the benefit of all beings, all sentient beings. Okay? Thus, a Bodhisattva uses truth that is neither true nor false. In other words, Bodhisattva always practice middle path, because Bodhisattva won't fall into the two extreme. Only you and me, we are easily fall into the two extreme. And that is the difference. You see, now I tell you the theory, you know the theory. Oh, yeah. Probably I try my best to understand. Yeah, after a certain time you can understand. But the worst part, the important thing is we can't practice it. We don't know how to do it. Even you do it, sometimes you can't find the result. Correct or not? Because due to our kind of, we call it good fortune, 福报, or our kind of ignorance, our habit, our attitude, our emotion, and so on and so forth. And that will obstruct, 阻止, obstruct for us to go ahead, to cultivate further. So that's the reason. So practicing more important. Knowing the theory actually is nothing, You see, very difficult, emptiness, Kong, neither A nor B. I tell you all this, you say difficult. Not really. If you put in time and effort, sooner or later you will know. But you know is one thing. But you need to practice in your daily life. And that practicing the Dharma in your daily life, and this is a big challenge. But having said that, we somehow or other have to try our best to do it, bit by bit. And in this life, 在这一生, we probably can practice 10%. You're better than nothing. Alright? Then slowly, then accumulate until at the end of the day, 100%. Then you achieve the target. Okay? Okay, back to here. Page 247. 黄波. Page 449. 王自修, as I told you previously, page 469. You see the Avatamsaka Sutra say, Avatamsaka? 华严经 in Chinese. This is in Sanskrit, Avatamsaka, 华严经. Okay, probably take a look at this 华严经, what 华严经trying to say. Quote, when the Stravaka, Stravaka, listener, 声闻, right? Okay, Stravaka, this is a Sanskrit word. When the Stravakas in the Buddha audience hear a teaching, it's as if they were blind or deaf. This is because they are attached to teaching. That's different. For Stravaka, they are attached to teaching. For Bodhisattva, they are free from attachment. They detach from teaching. Okay? So this is the main difference between Stravaka and Bodhisattva. Of course, you know that Stravaka refers to Arahat, those the highest goal they can achieve. Alohan, right? Arahat. The difference, Arahat, Bodhisattva, and Buddha, of course, different level, different stages. Right now, Buddha is a higher stage. Buddha is a higher stage. But according to Christianity, Catholic, or even Muslim, Hindu, of course, they will claim that God is at a higher stage. Right now. That's why you see in ancient India, even now, they have a forecast system, I'd like to ask you, do you read the newspaper? Anyway, today newspaper came out, in fact, yesterday I already reported in the newspaper. I saw even the YouTube also. India, they're having a very, grand kind of a wedding in India. Very rich one, That one is a high caste one, how those guests who are there, they invited, Those singer, very popular one, Of course, they didn't invite Taylor lah, because Taylor come to Singapore, ma. If you compare Taylor with other singer, Taylor is top in the world at the moment. How much they spend, and according to news, I say according to newspaper because I didn't go to India. The guests they invited, had to spend so much money because you want to invite those top, famous singer to the wedding. And this couple also very generous, They also invited those villagers, their village, 50,000 of villagers, 5万个嘞, 50,000, 50,000, to invite them for makan, 吃好吃的嘛, So grand, the wedding ceremony, So this is a different in India, The Brahmin caste, the highest caste is very, very rich. That's why you see rich and poor, 有钱跟没钱 in India, a big gap, A big gap. You just imagine if a country, poor and rich have a big gap, I tell you, this country going to go into problem, Because usually poor people are more than are poor people, rich only few of them only. So they find that psychologically they are not happy already. Why you are so rich, I'm so poor, whatever. But in India, I heard, for those Hindu, of course Hinduism they believe in reborn, just like Buddhism, 投胎轮回 reborn, and they accept it. Why? Yeah, I'm slave. I'm the lowest caste one. I'm a slave, 奴隶, But to me, I don't blame anybody because they also believe in karma, something like that. You say, now I slave, okay, I try to worship to the God, Vishnu or whatever. Then I will hope that my next life will be better. So 他们 really want to accept their fate, so-called their fate, 命运, That's why you see India still okay, so far so good. So inequality, that's the reason why Buddha was born in India. 不平等嘛，印度。I mean, this is one of the reasons, Buddha was born in India, but why don't born in China? Then Buddha become ampune, You see the Buddha dress ampune, Why not? They bear the shoulder, You see, like me, I wear one, it's a Han Dynasty one, 中国的嘞。So I went to Sri Lanka, they don't accept me as a monk, 我真气，你知无？ I don't want to go there. You see, they come to Singapore, we welcome you, because like, you see, sometimes you see the restaurant people invited those Theravada monks, But we go there, I tell you, they don't recognize you, I told you the story already, right? Yeah, I told you already, a Dharma class, Sister, yeah? Yeah, she know. Evident. You never attend the class. So it is true, false. To me, it's neither true nor false. So you don't happy, neither true nor false. Okay, back to the textbook. Now, so and when we think of it, it's false. Just I say already. This one finished already. Okay, finish. Okay, all finished. Turn to next page. Last one. Page 248. This is the last verse for this chapter. Furthermore, Subhuti, if a noble son or daughter should grasp this Dharma teaching and memorize it, recite it, master it, and explain it in detail to others, the Tathagata will know them. Subhuti, by means of his Buddha knowledge, and the Tathagata will see them. Subhuti, by means of his Buddha vision, the Tathagata will be aware of them. Subhuti, for all such beings produce and obtain an immeasurable, infinite body of merit. Okay, so this is the last verse. We see the below one, how they explained it. As in chapter 6, the Buddha reminds us of the power of this teaching. Why? Because this power doesn't mean that this teaching will show you the miracle, spiritual power, 给你神通. No. Because the power of this sutra is to tell us the profound teaching of emptiness. Because emptiness is so important in Buddhism. If we can fully understand emptiness and practice it in our daily life, congratulations. You're approaching Nirvana already. Very near. One more bus stop, one more MRT station, you reach. Oh, did you hear the no MRT? Correct now. One more stop, you reach your destination. Correct now. So, the Buddha reminds us of the power of this teaching. Those who believe it, who grasp it, and who teach it to others, join the assembly of Bodhisattva taking place even now, where they are known and seen by all Buddhas. So, of course, I'm teaching you, but of course I cannot cling on to it. I cannot claim that I have a merit. Because I'm teaching you this very important sutra, but I cannot think of it. Because if I think of it, then it's called attachment already. So, Profound, not profound, that's not the immaterial. Okay? Because all the sutra, as long as the sutra spoken by the Buddha, all are important, all are very useful. All can be practiced in our daily life in order to generate wisdom. There's no difference between the sutras or among themselves. Okay? But it's we human beings will try to differentiate. So therefore, people try to claim that Lotus Sutra, 法华经 is a king, 金王 who told you? Then you say 法华经 is 金王 king, then what is whole? Queen. King and queen. So which sutra is queen? Right now, this is claimed by human beings. 谁讲的？佛陀没有讲呢。Yeah, people will tell me, why they claim that 法华经 is a king of the sutra, 金王. They trying to emphasize that this Qing very important. The only one, you chant this one, you know this one, then you can become Buddha. Who say? 如果一本就好了 Lotus Sutra, then why Buddha going to tell you the Avatamsaka Sutra, 普门品, 阿弥陀经, all can throw away. Why not? Because we human beings have different illness, 不同的病嘛. So therefore they have a different medicine, Dharma medicine to heal, to cure our illness. Why not? 要看你什么病嘛。那你神经病就没药医咯。讲到神经病，有个 story to tell you, don't busy body, see that for what? Look at me. 哎呀 still got, that's why a lot of people 经给博奥 curiosity one, then they distraction, they 分散的咯。I want to continue already. So the word here, married, you see, married 功德. Of course, we cannot cling on to it. Just like, I deliver this so-called like the talk, Dharma talk, and talking about Dharma Sutra. Of course, this is very important. A lot of married people talk a lot of married, but you and me, we cannot cling on to it. 我们不能执着嘛. So it's related to our word for memory. Married. You see, just an example. No time. Next time you remind me. That was an example. Recently, my student told me the example. Something to do with 精神病, also to do with the Dharma. So remind me next time because time's up already. Okay, so memory is the memory of our good deeds, but only deeds free of memory can transcend the confine of space, time, and mind, and lead all beings to Buddhahood. Buddhahood. So the merit from believing, grasping, and explaining this teaching to others has no limit, because it is free of concept of self and others. It means there's no restriction, no limits. If you have a limit, then you constrain or confine with something already, constrained by time and space. Correct? So such merit is equivalent to wisdom itself. Okay? So in other words, when you talk about merit, not simply just refer to good fortune, but it's something to do with the wisdom as well. Okay? Good fortune means 福报. Clear? So in Buddhism, 福报 is something to do with wisdom as well. 福慧双修 in Chinese. And good fortune and the wisdom had to be cultivated in parallel. Right? 双修 in parallel. So in parallel means middle path. If you don't want to know the Dharma, don't have the wisdom, you just have a good fortune, enjoy a materialistic life, this is considered one of the extreme. Then if you want to have a wisdom, but you don't work, no money, then your daily life will end up with a problem. So this is another extreme. Because you're hungry, no place to stay, you are very poor, so you also have an obstacle as well. Go ahead now. So, for it illuminate the ignorance of the world. So how could the Tathagata not be aware of those responsible for the transformation of darkness into light? Okay, from darkness into light. Also, the Tathagata is aware of them. Of course, a Buddha aware of them, because he's a Buddha. And for by means of the attainment, their future Buddhahood becomes evidence to all other Buddhas. So for they are all share the same body. So in other words, Buddha when you're talking about the Buddha, photo, all the same. Whether you are Abhidhamma Buddha, Healing Buddha, or Medicine Buddha, Yao Si Fo, or Shakyamuni Buddha, as long as a Buddha, Fo Fo Dao Tong in Chinese, they are all equal, no difference. You see, I give you an example. When you talk about, oh, you're a PhD holder, you're a professor, but among the PhD holder, among the professor, also different. Doesn't it mean that all score 100 marks, all the same mentality, oh, they are very smart? Not necessary. But for the Buddha are different, As long, according to Buddhism, when you reach the Buddhahood, you become Buddha, all the same. No different. So what I'm trying to say, so we try not to differentiate the merit, the power of the Buddha. So regardless whether you worship the Abhidhamma Buddha, or Shakyamuni Buddha, or Healing Buddha, no problem. All the same. 你不用改来改去. For instance, all the while you're 念 Shakyamuni Buddha, 释迦牟尼佛, but somebody told you, say, hey, you come to Buddhist law, 你来居士林是阿弥陀佛嘛? I mean, they emphasize about 阿弥陀佛. So 你要念阿弥陀佛, okay, then you start to change. Once you change, jialat, getting worse. Because very scattered already. When you chant the Buddhist, chant the 释迦牟尼佛, you are so focused. Correct or not? Just as somebody asks you to change, then you go and change, then getting worse. 更jialat. Okay? So even you come to Buddhist law, 他们说阿弥陀佛, but you are more comfortable of the 释迦牟尼佛, you stick to 释迦牟尼佛咯. Because I told you the same. Because you know why? I give you tell you some sort of like joke. Among the Buddha, they will pay visit by themselves one. 释迦牟尼佛会去喝茶的阿弥陀佛那边。Will visit him, 阿弥陀佛, oh, welcome to Buddhist Lord, I give you a Chinese tea, oolong tea. It's the same thing. 阿弥陀佛说 pay a visit to 释迦牟尼佛嘛. It's the same one. 我没骗你的，你不要改来改去。Even you worship the statue, it's 阿弥陀佛, but 你 now say, 哇，Shakyamuni represent all the Buddha, so I want to 请另外一尊假啦，一尊两尊个不使 must be 3, then go and buy another one. 变成3尊 3 statue. You see, even you see the statue of 释迦牟尼佛, like here 释迦牟尼佛, right? Okay, here they emphasize 阿弥陀佛. You can imagine or visualize. 你可以观想的. You say, this 释迦牟尼佛 will change to 阿弥陀佛. Yes, mentally will change. Come on, 释迦牟尼佛不会永远坐在这边的吗? You see the statue always see here. Every 2 weeks you come here, always see here, never move on. Waiting time. You are wrong. Because 释迦牟尼佛飞来飞去. Hey, it's beyond time and space. Correct or not? We are constrained by time and space. To him, it's beyond time and space. 超越时空呢. He can go to China, go to India, because he come from India. Now go back to his hometown. Go ahead. Okay, back to here. Now, so below one, the next page, page 249. 玄化. This is called 玄化. Page 448. Okay, so this is the end of this chapter. 你看, just like 11:16. I told you already. Today or by coup, I will try to finish this chapter. This is beyond my time control. Joking. Okay, so next one will be chapter 15, 第15分 for the next lesson. Okay, 17th of March. Anything want to ask me? If no, shall we do the dedication? Okay, please hold the palm and follow me. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, enjoy lunch. Go for lunch. Okay, go for lunch. Enjoy your lunch.